Hello everybody, War Dog here today. Today we're going to be taking a look at some Combat Abrasives belts. We're very happy with the way they've been working. We've been testing them out. We're using them on our 2x48 sander. We're using them on our 1x30. This is a Toolcker sander, T-King Toolcker. This one's a Multitool grinders 2x48, and then we're also using them on our 1x42. This is a Kalamazoo belt sander. We talked to Combat Abrasives. They decided that they agreed to send us some belts to review. After I had a little bit of time to use them, I wanted to give a review on them. So they're working awesome. I love them. They work great. This is the 1x42 size. I also ordered some 1x30 belts from Combat Abrasives from 60 grit. These are some 120s, some 60s. That's for stock removal if I'm trying to change the steel a little bit. Then I also have some 800 grit or P800s, 1x30 size. They got Scotch-Brite belts. So Combat Abrasives, make sure you check them out. These are the 1x30s that I got for my Toolcker right here. I ordered these from Combat. I got some more 1x30 stuff that I ordered from Combat right here. These are fine, a lot finer ones. Those are for the Toolcker right here. This one I think was the one that came on the Toolcker. That's the original. Yeah, it came with a couple belts, so those are up there. I'm very, very pleased with these Combat belts. Made in the USA. Right there you can see it. Combat. That one said Maverick. You can see it right here. This is the 120. This is one that I've been using. It's still got some good grit to it, but I have been carbon steel with it. So this is what Combat sent me right here. These 1x42 belts for the Kalamazoo. So they've been working great. They're the shredder belts. 1x42 size. This is the 120 grit. That shows you what they look like after they're wore down. Let me grab a newer one. Show you what these shredder belts look like. They're great belts. They work awesome. They're ceramic if you want to take off a lot of steel. So that's a close-up. Shows you the grit on it. We'll take a closer look. I'll bring the camera over where you can see everything a little bit better. But very excited. This right here and this came with a kit, a knife maker's kit from Combat, which right here is a knife maker's kit where they teamed up with Multitool grinders. Right here it says Combat Abrasives. In this kit is a 2x48 for my Multitool grinders over here. And it came with that 7-inch disc. So we'll put the disc back in there because I already have one, but this thing is very aggressive. I mean, that thing will rip some holes in your finger if you bump your finger on that or something. So be careful. This knife maker's kit comes with a Scotch-Brite belt, and then it comes with a bunch of coarse, fine, and medium sanding belts. So this is for our 2x48 grinder, Combat Abrasives. So anytime I need a belt, I just pull whatever I need out of there. We'll let that set. And then you also want to pick up one of these, the belt eraser from Combat. So the way this works is you apply, whenever you've got your grinder on, your grinder is going to be spinning and you're going to clean it. You just apply a little bit of pressure and you clean it that way. So definitely get one of these. It's like a big chunk of rubber, but it does a great job of cleaning off wood and metal debris to keep your belts cleaned out if your belts start to gum up a little bit. Okay, let's take a closer look at our belts. So this is one of the shredder belts, the ceramic. So you see inside that it has arrows on it. It is directional. So make sure you pay attention to that when you put it on. You see right here where it says shredder. This one is a 60 grit. and these are some 1x42 inch. They have all different sizes, so make sure to get a hold of Combat Abrasives and order all your belts that you need. Okay, so the way that we're going to change our belt on our Multitool 2x48 to put a Combat Abrasives belt on here, which we already have one, push down in the middle kind of quick. When you push down, it releases the belt enough to where you can take it off. Now I have this 7-inch disc on here as well with this miter table, and so you gotta work this around all that to get it off. It's a little bit easier when you don't have that miter table on. And then there's a lever right here. Click that lever, and then that's the tensioner. It goes back into tension. Okay, now it's gonna rotate towards you, so before you turn it on, make sure that it's gonna rotate towards you correctly. If it starts to walk to one side, on the other side of this machine is a little lever. Let me show it to you. Okay, so the lever is right here, and that's how you adjust the tracking on this Multitool. This one says 2x36, but it's actually a 2x48. And so I'm gonna lift that back up, maybe go up a little bit, and then now I'm gonna rotate the wheel again, the direction it's gonna go. It's starting to walk back to the right. I gotta raise it up a little more to get it back where I'm trying to, back in the center. That's gonna walk it to the right. Okay, now that I'm where I want to be, I'm going to lower this back down a little bit because I don't want it to move. I want it to stay centered. So that's, you got to apply a little bit of pressure to that. But now we're going to rotate our sanding belt. Okay, now we're staying nice and true on this rubber wheel that we got here. So this is like a 10-inch rubber contact wheel that is on here. So we want to thank Combat Abrasives for sending everything over. These are some 1x30s that I ordered from Combat. These are the Scotch-Brite belts. There's 4 different ones here. They're from coarse, from very coarse to coarse, very fine, and fine. These work good for taking out scratches. And then here's a bunch of 1x30 belts that I have for the Toolcker that's right over here. The little 1x30. So there's some belts, and then here's some belts.
there, you can see all the debris that it pulled off the sanding belt. So this thing seems to be working great. I think if I apply the whole side of it, it might work better if I apply the whole thing evenly. But you can see right here all the little bit of stuff that it picked up off the belt to clean it. So let me take my mask off now that I got that off.
1x30 that we have over here. We also have 1x30 combat abrasive belts. Right here you can see combat, it says it on the inside, P120. It's got a directional arrow. So this is directional, this Toolcker. Here's the controller for it. So we're going to turn it on. You got to make sure that it's turned all the way down as it goes through its warm-up mode. Put the belt on. Here's the tensioner on this 1x30. So we're going to push the tensioner down. It looks like we're set up pretty tight right now. Here's our flat platen. So I think we were set up for knife sharpening the other day is what I was doing with this tool here. So I was using the combat abrasives. I was going from this 120, which what I was starting the knife with, and then I was ending with the 400, which would give it a nice edge, and it would be a toothy edge. And then I was cleaning it up with a leather strop after that. This is our Toolcker. We got the 120 on right now. Here's some magnets that I have just floating around to collect dust. The way that this sander works is you can turn it up over here, turn up the speed. It looks like our tracking is right, it is right here. As you're turning the speed up, stay on the tracking, keep it where it needs to be. Okay. Here's that rubber cleaning pad. I'm just going to apply it for a second. So these are all my 1x30 belts. Here's my ceramic ones, those coarser ones of the bunch. And then actually I have a bunch more up here from Combat. All these are from, I ordered these from Combat Abrasives. So set them out of the way. So 1x30, I'm going to turn up the RPM. That's about 3,300. 3,500. So this was a file, and this is what you can do with these combat abrasive belts. So we got an adjustable platen. There is a 4-inch wheel here. If you want to put that on, you can take off the platen, put this wheel on in place. It's a contact wheel. It has the rubber surface, so it is for contact, keep you from bouncing off of it. So we're very happy with these combat abrasive belts. Very nice belts. We love them. Thank you for sending them. They sent us a bunch of 1x42 belts for the Kalamazoo. I ordered some for my 1x30. And then Van Zant sent us some for this Multitool grinders, this 2x48. They sent us the knife kit. So thank you to everybody for all this, the combat abrasive stuff. We're going to shut this belt down. A little quieter in here now. So when you get done with these, maybe run a magnet around it and then either blow it off with compressed air, or it's even better to vacuum, because then you're sucking everything away from it. But you don't want these to build up with little metal particles all over them, so make sure you keep it clean. Looks like I need to wipe it down or do something with it, run a magnet by it. We got our file knife here. Now we set our angle of our flat platen at an 18 degrees with our digital angle gauge. This platen is adjustable, which I've already made the adjustment in it. Got it set up at the angle I want for sharpening. So as long as I'm holding my knife flat, running it across that platen, it's going to hold that 18 degrees or within a degree or two.
So to sharpen, I'm going to go up to 2500 RPM, and I'm going to hold it perfectly flat as I move across here, back and forth, at that 18 degrees. When you get up to the tip, just kind of lift a little bit. I got the camera right there, so I can't really bounce back and forth from both sides, so I'm going to try to do it from this side.
If you can see there, it's starting to get an edge on it. Okay, very excited to review the Combat Abrasives belts. Thank you, Combat. These things work great. I recommend everybody get one. I'm going to leave a link in the description on how to get your Combat Abrasive belts. So thank you everybody for watching. It's War Dog. Make sure to order Combat Abrasive belts.